A very good afternoon, everyone. It is another glad opportunity for AIC-NITF to welcome everyone on board to this link today. So on behalf of the entire AIC-NITF family, I welcome everyone heartily to the inaugural session of IdeaNest. IdeaNest, a pre-incubation program which has been designed by Atal Incubation Center, Nalanda Institute of and Kaveh Startup Labs. So I welcome all the participants, our dear guests for today's session, to this inaugural session, and to give the welcome address, I request our Chief Executive about AIC-NITF and IdeaNest Pre-Incubation Training Program. Over to you, Kaustav sir.
Thank you, Durga. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us here today. We are delighted to have Dr. Damodar Acharya with us and Sri Keshav Rao also with us. So, and a special thanks to Mr. Vishnu Nagraj, Ms. Garima Ujjain, Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Shahu for being present here. And AIC-NITF is supported by Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog and recognized by Startup India and Startup Odisha. AIC-NITF came into existence in 2019 and its operations started from April 2020. So in its journey to make itself a world-class incubation center, AIC-NITF is in constant effort to unite all the 7 stakeholders means in one platform, be it startups, incubators, investors, mentors, government and research institutions. So we are right now incubating 16 startups, and some of the startups like Vaishali Dairy, Jeta Farms, Smart Farming, they they are actually able to create a social impact and able to successfully penetrate the market. So, and following the mandate of AIM Niti Aayog, AIC-NITF fosters and nurtures startups who are capable of making difference in the economy of the country. Recently, we have restructured our mentor pool, and right now we are connected with the best of the mentors from various fields across the country. Also, we have entered into tie-ups with some business associations and also industries, investing agencies. IdeaNest is actually the second acceleration program of this year. The first one, which is still now continuing, is for the growth stage startups, which we are organizing in association with Startup Odisha and Lemon School of Entrepreneurship. But IdeaNest is basically for those business ideas or for those initial stage startups actually who have a potentiality to grow themselves as a profitable business in future. So, and for this program, we have received 100 applications, but we have to maintain the quality of the program also. So our screening committee have selected 30 startups out of those 100 applications. And it is 12 weeks long virtual learning program. And as a professional, actually, what I have seen means I am associated with this startup ecosystem for last 10 years and have worked in IIM Lucknow and also IICA Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology. I have found that in those organizations, the students are very energetic. The students' minds are these are filled with passion, technology, know-how. But what they lack is they lack the skill on business planning, fundraising, then go-to-market ability, compliance and regulatory norms of the businesses. And IdeaNest will cover all these issues actually. These crucial things IdeaNest will cover. And because the most challenging aspect is to know actually means whether I have an idea, means whether this idea can be translated into a profitable business. This is the most crucial one, and means most of the startups fails there only. Means it is called entrepreneurial chasm. And means after the completion of this program, some of the successful ideas will get incubation support from AIC-NITF. Knowledge partner of this program is Carve Startup Labs. And we'll take feedback of all the participants after completion of each session and ensure that the program will be profitable and fruitful to everyone who are present over here. So thank you very much. Thank you, Durga. My best wishes to all the startups. And I am sure that the startups will get something out of this program.
Thank you, Kaustuv sir, for briefing out what AIC-NITF actually wants to perform through this standardized incubation announcement that we are making this year after Samridhi by Startup Odisha, and we are really delighted today that we have Senior Mission Associate Startup Odisha, Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Sahu with us. So with the entire agency's support and a glad-hearted support from the team of Startup Odisha, and this is another ambitious program for the idea stage startups. Around the year, we have seen many challenges and hackathons being performed, but the winners do actually look forward that they should go from the incubators. So this is one such initiative that we have taken, and I would like to have Rashmi Ranjan sir a little brief over this and pouring some more light at that how Startup Odisha has been phenomenally supporting such initiatives and yet more. So Rashmi sir, it's over to you. If we could have your visuals and audio on the screen.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. IdeaNest, wonderful name, wonderful initiative by AIC Nalanda. When I saw the picture of IdeaNest, I was very much curious about it. And exactly the same is going to be happen with the selected 30 startups, 30 idea stage startups. Yes, Startup Odisha has been doing a lot of events since 2016. We have been conducting boot camps, workshops, hackathons, acceleration programs, and other events for students as well as for startups as well. So when we were conducting boot camps, idea competitions or challenges, that time we are finding few ideas which can be onboarded as a startup and can get support from startup ecosystem as well. So after doing so many boot camps or workshops or challenges, we realized that we have to handle such ideas and give a platform where those ideas can be created as startups, can be formed as a business entity, or it should be supported by the incubators. So till now we have 17 recognized incubators under Startup Odisha, and we expect from our incubators that they should do such kind of programs, the pre-incubation supports, which can be given to those kind of ideas which will be handholded by the incubator facilities, and it will form as a startup entity and also get recognition by Startup Odisha and avail all kind of facilities what we are providing as well. So IdeaNest is this kind of initiative taken by AIC Nalanda and also Startup Odisha supporting for this. So now, if you have been selected for this program, that means you are very lucky. As CEO sir has told, 130 ideas has been applied for this program and 30 ideas has been selected. So you are fortunate enough that you got selected, and you are going to be supported by all kind of facilities, mentors, and business compliances. And your idea is going to give a shape. Yeah, your idea will be getting a shape into a business entity. And how can you run your innovative idea with a business plan? So that support will be supported by the mentors provided by Carve Startup Lab. Again, we are very happy to onboard Carve Startup Lab as a mentor entity for this program, because already we had done a lot of programs with Carve Startup Lab, and we have seen the impact they have created in Odisha. So Startup Odisha is always happy to support this kind of programs, and the people who are coming up with a very good business plan, and also the problems that they are going to solve in the society or in the market. If that kind of startups will come up at the end of this program, we will definitely try to support through the financial or non-financial uh, support system of Startup Odisha. And also they can access our mentor network as well, and can get the facilities of Nalanda AIC, of like they are having a very good infrastructure of the Fab Lab, the other lab facilities, and right now they are also having a very good CEO who is having vast knowledge of the startup ecosystem. So everything can be get accessed. So only thing is that your commitment, your motivations towards your idea, your initiative that you have taken. If you are a student, if you have started this kind of thinking that yes, I will build something, I will do something for the society, not just search for a job, but also to create some jobs for our state. So that is a great thing, and you have to go with that. And I wish you all the best. So take all the advantage from this program, and hopefully we will meet soon after this program, and get the recognition from Startup Odisha. Thank you so much for calling me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmishar, for outlining the brief support system that is from Startup Odisha always, and of course the fiscal and non-fiscal incentives that Startup Odisha has been providing the startups has led this ecosystem grow wide and powerful. So we have among us from Atal Innovation Mission, Ms. Garima Ujjainia, support to AIC Nalanda from Atal Innovation Mission has been really a great support, and our incubation center is indebted to Atal Innovation Mission, who has not just supported and built up this incubation center as an Atal Incubation Center in the state of Odisha, the first of its kind, but with the team of professionals that Atal Innovation Mission has, we are really glad that we have our representative, the representative from Atal Innovation Mission, Ms. Garima Ujjainia, with us. I would request Garima to throw a little light upon that how Atal Innovation Mission has its primary footsteps in Odisha, and what all initiatives have been taken to foster the growth of entrepreneurship and innovation in the country. Yeah, over to you, Garima.
First of all, thank you very much, Durga, for inviting me over this platform. And I would like to congratulate all the startups that have been, through a journey of from 130 to, currently they are 30, and they'll be incubated in the well-maintained facility of AIC Nalanda. I have not visited the facility, but I virtually visited it. So I can surely assure that you have been in a great hands of Mr. Kaustav Das and Durga Prasad. Apart from what we are currently facing about the ecosystem, we know we are in a hard times, and we are trying to help out each and every, like we are trying to help out each other right now. The ecosystem is, the ecosystem that we have built so far from past 4 to 5 years through Atal Innovation Mission. Now it's great. It's the great time to showcase how we can, how we can encapsulate and protect it, so that so the impact that we are having currently because of the COVID-19, we are seeing that so much, I daily interact with people, with the AICs, with the founders, with the incubator managers, the CEOs, and they are in a very desperate situations right now. And if we are starting this cohort right now as a pre-incubation, and if we can start in this such hard times, I think that it will foster and foster more prosper when it goes into the broad limelight, when the things are good. And secondly, I would like to, highlight with this startup Odisha thing, when Durga Prasad, when he told me about this thing I think in January, we had a conversation about the same, that he's going to start this initiative. I was a little skeptical because the times were still hard. They were, at a better stage, but still hard. But through the journey of 3 months, he has taken it to a next level. And I really congratulate him and his team for doing such a great effort. And there's the pre-incubation, the startups, the 30 startups that have been incubated. I would say that you are in very good hands of AIC Nalanda. They are one of the most promising AICs that we currently have in our cohort of 68 incubators across India. And I will say that the mentorship, the partnership, the support, what Nalanda, the AIC Nalanda is going to give you, just, tap into it, use it as much as you can. And apart from it, AIM team, Atal Innovation Mission NITI Aayog, has always been there for any sort of help, support that the AIC ecosystem needs, anytime, anywhere, with respect to anything. You have Mr. Durga Prasad there, you have Kaustubh Das there, you can reach out to them, they can help you reach out to us, and then we can help each other out. So this time, I just want to, say that this is the hard time. We have to be with each other, and, we have to build each other together for a better future. So just I would like to congratulate again everyone, and to Mr. Durga Prasad for having such a start at a tough start, I would say, and best of luck for the next 12 weeks that are coming.
Thank you, Garima, for such inspiring words, and thank you for all the congratulations that you lent to us. But we know that this is really a tough time, and we were skeptical about this, that whether we should start or make inaugurations during this difficult time. But on a personal note, I would also say that interacting with many startups, we found out that altogether this year also we are entering all activities, and with the increasing imposing restrictions from the government side also, things are getting hard. So we don't want our young entrepreneurs to get into that frustrative mood.
Correct.
And let's bring them on our platform and start reaping whatever they have in their ideas, and probably when the air is a little more breathable, we will be able to take good things to the ground. So
Sure.
With this, I would like to thank you once again. And now, dear friends, I am introducing Mr. Vishnu Nagaraj, the founder of Carve Startup Labs. Carve Startup Labs is a knowledge partner to this entire program. And apart from this, Vishnu is well acquainted with the Odisha startup ecosystem. Along with that, the startup ecosystem of 9 other states in the country. Vishnu, if I'm not wrong with the figure 9. And with this, I would like to welcome you to have a bit of introduction and what Carve Startup Lab brings to the table of IdeaNest.
First of all, thanks a lot, Durga. Because of you and the entire AIC-NITF, it's happened even during this pandemic. We have to help you just for adding the value to the state of ecosystem and the youngsters, even taking lots of risk. And you made this possible. First of all, thanks to the entire team of Durga and the CEO sir for helping this all things. And from the beginning, it's almost 2 years I'm working with the Startup Odisha. The team is so friendly. I work with various government. They are very much into even not like a job. They're all like working like an entrepreneur. They're very passionate about doing some change and giving the opportunity to the youngsters and that new upcoming startups. Because even this pandemic, they have their job. You know that how much people are taking their efforts. Even each and every time they're putting their time to help all the startups. So each and every people behind this, starting from the team of AIC-NITF and the CFL, of course, we have the Kushi and we have that Shreya, lots of people, the youngsters also work, and the entire startup team also helped it. And about Carve Startup Labs, we started everything from our college. The company itself, from my journey, started from the college. Maybe lots of student entrepreneurs are there. As Durga said, we have to cover the youngsters in the Odisha. So myself, I started everything from third year of my BTech college, and later that Ender journey started. You won't believe that the Ender's CSL grown to a global company from just a WhatsApp group. So the pandemic is like currently a problematic situation everywhere. There are lots of problems. You know, all the creator or the entrepreneurs, they start everything from addressing a problem. So lots of some right time, we even if we see that in the pandemic, lots of startup solution helped us. Even starting from the Zoom, lots of remote working happened. So this is the right time which you can think, and the right time the AIC-Nalanda also introduced this particular program, and we are thanking the entire team behind it, and as well as the keynote speakers and the respective volunteers and the participants. All the best. So talking about CSL, we have three divisions. We are working with the governments, we are working with accelerators and incubators, and also universities. To more details, you can go in our website, you can check and keep with us even after that. From starting from an idea stage to going global, CSL always there to help. We are proud to say that we are also one of the partner in AIC-NITF. Within a few within time, a small time, they've grown like one of the national, promising incubation center. And as everyone said, you are in the right hands. They're aggressive. They're very fast to achieve something. And you can see, comparing to last 2-3 years in the Odisha ecosystem, you see the AIC-Nalanda bringing like lots of such initiatives. So even after the incubation, this acceleration also, they are giving incubation support. So let's see how many of you turn up into that incubation centers of AIC-Nalanda. Again, I am thanking the entire Startup Odisha team as well as AIC-Nalanda and the respective speakers from that NITI Aayog also, the Garima also there, and the entire team behind the CSL as well as the AIC-Nalanda. Looking forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you being a partner to IdeaNest and all that we have planned together. We do believe that it will bring a lot of more empowerment to the young startups in the state, as well as to the other participants from the neighboring states. So friends and our dear dignitaries, I would like to introduce a bit about IdeaNest and about the startups, those who are a part of this cohort, and then we move forward to the keynote address of our today's special guests. So IdeaNest, a pre-incubation training program by Atal Incubation Center, Nalanda, and supported by Startup Odisha and Kavya Startup Labs as its knowledge partner, aims to provide these 6 basic standards of help that we are bringing to the startups. Friends, rightly like Rashmiji said, that when we were thinking that we will be starting a pre-incubation training program, and we started discussing about it with few e-cells and colleges here in the state, we speaking very truly, we found that the objective of pre-incubation, by its true meaning of the dictionary term, might not give the view that we want to project. So my team and we sat together on the board and started discussing about what should we name it, how should we portray it, and then we came up with this idea that if it's an idea and in its very nascent stage, let us protect it. Let us protect it as a bird protects its eggs, and that is how these ideas are to be handled with care under a nest. And that is how the logo is before you. It's an IdeaNest, a pre-incubation that AIC-Nalanda aims to provide. And with the support of Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog, we do believe that we will be able to bring the best to the startups who have been selected under this program. So, announcing the cohort, this was the arrangement that was done, an exercise that was done since last 3 months, bringing institutional nominations, some of the startups from leading leaderboard competitions, and the open call for applications which was made last month. We collected an application pool of scrutinized ideas were 134, which underwent a rigorous evaluation process of screening them, scoring them, and selecting them through a panel of experts from the ecosystem. And today, as we announced 30 startup ideas out of this pool of 130 ideas, I'm glad to share that this is the cohort wheel, and everybody would be amazed to see that we have startups from, in fact, every domain. Now, being the advantage of a sector agnostic incubation center and the kind of mentor pool that we have restructured, as Kaustubh sir pointed out, we believe that we will be able to do justice to all these startups who are working in different fields, different sectors of industry, and having focus upon the kind of situation we are right now. I believe that there is some advantage to be on the virtual platform where we can connect with many experts and domain subject experts across the sectors. So finally, I'm going to reveal the startups who have been selected. Of course, they have been consented and taken aboard to this meeting room. So I welcome everyone who have been selected. So these are the 30 startups. I welcome them with a round of applause to have been selected at IdeaNest first cohort of the pre-incubation program that AIC sectors having startups. All of the startups are southern part of the country as well as from the southern part of the country. And this is how IdeaNest has made its first footprint across the nation. And of course, this is something which will encourage more and more peer learning in the atmosphere. And with these views, I welcome once again to all these selected startups, congratulated them to be a part of this journey. And with this primary introduction about IdeaNest, later I would be throwing some more light on the program overview. But dear friends, we have two special guests among us. I'm very happy to share among everyone that startups always talk about bridging the gap between industry and academia. And today we have two such great persons who have done remarkable contribution to the field of their excellences. And welcoming the first luminary of from the academic field of excellence and administration, Professor Damodar Acharya, who was former chairman of AICTE and former director of IIT Kharagpur. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the platform of AIC Nalanda and IdeaNest program. We would request you to have your audio and visuals on the screen and kindly deliver the keynote address to the participants who have been selected into this program. Professor Acharya, please. Sir, you are on mute. If you can, please unmute. Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you on this inaugural ceremony of AI Hotel Incubation Center, Nalanda, and which is really being promoted by Nalanda Institute of Technology and also a host of others, including Startup Odisha and your few other organizations actually who I came to know. Now, of course, I will actually start with a simple story. One of our students who was actually chemistry graduate, he came one day and asked me, "Sir, I have got an idea." At that time, actually, I was looking after Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Park of IIT Kharagpur. He came with an idea and he said, "Sir, I have got an idea." I said, "What is that idea? Please tell me." Then he said, "Sir, for floor cleaning, we are using for ages together phenyl. Incidentally, phenyl was actually product of Bengal chemicals, and it was actually developed by one of the professor then, Acharya Prafulla Chandra Rai. The Bengal chemical and Bengal immunity, these two industries have been really developed by him. And today also, phenyl is very, very popular. Okay? I said that the thing that actually you are thinking of, you will have to really compete with a big company, big name like, say, Bengal Chemical. See, he said, yes, I know that. Then I asked him that what is actually your motivation? Why you want to enter into a floor cleaning business, and with what objective? He said, sir, I want to develop a product which will be nature-based, and it will not be really using any of the chemicals. And it must actually serve it's a very good product. Then I asked him, do you know actually what sort of technology you will use and how you will make it? He said, sir, I do not know, but I will get it and I will make it. And I will also talk to some of my professors who can really help me. Then I said, okay, please go ahead. And whatever support that you require regarding a sort of laboratory space or things of that type, that I will provide. Then he came out with the idea that if actually neem leaf, if it is a natural, germ killer and disinfectant, okay, why can't I use this as a sort of floor cleaner? And from out of that, one product came out, and that product actually you find everywhere now. That product is Nimile. Okay, you go to any store, you will find Nimile along with actually this phenyl and few other products which have come out. And this is actually one of the best products, and this is doing extremely well. What I really wanted to say here, my friends, that actually you have gone through certain tests and you have come out actually successfully with certain ideas, which in the opinion of the AIC Incubation Center, Hotel Incubation Center, is doable, marketable, and maybe profitable, provided actually you can make it. Now, I would like to talk about another person and tell you about his motivation and how he came out actually with an idea, and he competed with best of the companies in the world. He is one of our very old student. He is at least 8 years senior to me. His name is Rabindranath Khanna, R.N. Khanna. He graduated in electrical engineering from IIT Kharagpur. And in those days, in a campus interview, he got selected to work in Germany to a reputed company which was producing, let us say, switch gears for power transmission, distribution, etc. All these things. And there, he learned this technology, that how these things are being done. Then he came out with an idea, and that idea is like this: that all of you know the Germany was totally devastated after Second World War. There was nothing. But there, the people of Germany they were so determined to make their country one of the best, and they actually produced large number of entrepreneurs. For your information, 95% of the products which are exported from Germany to rest of the world, particularly in the engineering side, they are really promoted by entrepreneurs and produced in Germany, and they are the best. So he said that if Germany can really come out like this, why India cannot come out? And why I will not be the person to do it? He had a beautiful job offer in Germany, another one from UK. He left all of them and landed empty-handed in his place. And he started a switchgear manufacturing unit from his father's garage. The total money which he had at that point of time is 10,000 rupees, which is saved over the years. And from that, he has really come out today to be one of the top manufacturers of switchgears in the world. And the company's name is C&S. Earlier it was Control and Switchgears, and today it is renamed as C&S. He has 15 manufacturing plants in the country, one in China, another one in Belgium, and third one is coming up in USA. And this is started in 1966. And all these days he has struggled to come up to this level. So by telling actually these stories, what I wanted to emphasize, my friends, those who want to be really entrepreneurs, is first actually it takes an idea, and you must be really convinced with that idea, and you should be committed to make it work. That is most important thing. If you are thinking that I cannot really do this, do that, or I don't have money, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have any of these things, so therefore actually I require support and all these things. Okay, fortunately in your time, there are agencies like, let's say, Auto Incubation Center or Startup Odisha. They can really help you in some ways. But the most important thing is what idea that you have and how committed you are to that idea. And while choosing an idea, you must see that there is a sort of need, and if you can really make it, there is a buyer for your idea, buyer for your product, buyer for your process. This much only you have to think yourself. You don't have to do great amount of market research, these, that, etc., nothing like that. But once you have that, you must have actually a dream to make it happen, and you have to work hard to make it happen. And two things actually which you require and which you must have is your vision. The first one is vision, that what you want to do and why you want to do. Okay? And second one, what you should have is stone. By that stone, what I mean that your willpower has to be as hard as actually stone so that you can make happen. These things actually, if you are sure, I'm sure you can become a very good entrepreneur, excellent entrepreneur. And all these things that we are talking of, whether the financial trouble or, technical know-how, or how can you really happen it, everything will really fall in line. You will find out ways yourself actually how to do it. If you are getting certain support, fine. But please, as an entrepreneur, don't think that actually all this like your incubation center or startup Odisha or government X, Y, Z actually will help you and your job will be done. No. You have to really work hard to make it happen. And that is the actually journey of the entrepreneur. And you must have that confidence because in entrepreneurship, there is actually always a risk of failure. But every failure you must take as a sort of, a sort of pillar to success, as a stepping stone for success. Having actually said that, I would really like all of you to please actually have a copy and go through this book. Can you really see it? Can you see it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are able to see it.
The name of the book is G2G. That is Garage to the Globe. And the author of this book is my friend R.N. Khanna, about whom I actually told you. Okay? So, please actually read it. He has given here a lot of actually tips that how you can really succeed as an entrepreneur. A lot of, and all these things based on his own experience of actually how to do it. From his book, I actually quote one thing. God helps those who help themselves. Okay? And being a Punjabi, he has said, Banda na kare bhajan, to Bhagwan kya karenge? Agar if we will not pray, how the God can help us? Here, bhajan means actually work. If we do not work, then nobody can help us. So this should be one of the mantras of any entrepreneur. If you think by becoming an entrepreneur, you have become actually a business person, this is not true. Okay? And this is another thing actually which you can learn from his book. That when he left Germany, deciding that actually he will do something of his own, he didn't actually catch a plane. He traveled by ship for 15 days and carried with him a lot of tools, drawings, books, because he could not afford to ship all these things for being alone, but he took this trouble. Okay? And whatever little money that he saved, that he utilized to start his business. Many people who think of actually becoming an entrepreneur, they think actually they have really become an entrepreneur or a sort of businessman. This mistake never actually you should do. You must spend every paisa judiciously in your thing. Second thing, he says, and I just quote, take up an idea, think of it, dream of it, make it your goal in life. Then go to bed thinking of it. Get up from the bed thinking of it. Keep working on it relentlessly, continuously go on working on it. You will undoubtedly achieve in sooner than later. This is actually what some of the things which we could really learn from the experience of a great entrepreneur. Okay. So, friends, finally, actually, I would like to say it is nice that 30 of you out of 130 people have really, you have been successfully, we have been chosen to become the entrepreneur and Portal Incubation Center, Startup Orissa, and other IdeaNest. All these organizations are going to help you, but please think about it. Whatever idea that actually we have initially suggested, and whether it might have been really selected by this expert, but still think about it, whether you are committed to that idea and what with that idea, what you want to achieve and what is your goal. Otherwise, you may even think of changing your idea. I'm not saying that you will not become an entrepreneur, you will become an entrepreneur, but you please examine this particular aspect. Okay. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the motivational quotes you shared with us and the drops of knowledge that from your huge vast ocean of experience to share with the crowd today. Friends, we have with us another luminary from the industry, Shri Keshav Raoji, Director Personnel of Mahanadi Coalfields Limited. He's a great well-wisher of AIC Nalanda and has been connected for our past initiatives also. Sir, we are really happy to have you for today's inaugural ceremony and would request you to kindly deliver your keynote address to the selected startups. Over to you, Keshav Raoji. So you are on mute.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Kaustav Das, CEO, AIC-NITF, Mr. Durga Prasad, IM, AIC-NITF, Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Sahu, Ms. Garima Ujjania, Professor Damodar Acharya, Mr. Vishnu Nagraj, and all the other participants of this virtual conference. This is at the outset, I would like to thank Atal Innovation Center for giving me this wonderful opportunity to interact in this great forum. And this is a very nice place to share my thoughts. And besides this, I would also like to thank Professor Acharya for such wonderful and inspirational stories, which were really impressive. And I'm sure it has motivated all the listeners who are present today. And I'm sure these can be cited at other places also. Very, very nice and beautiful lecture by Professor Acharya. Thank you, sir. Now, here I would like to say, much like the West, our nation is also seeing a wave of entrepreneurs who are bringing new innovations for betterment of our society, whether for products, whether it is improving the society in multiple ways, actually. So what you have started, IdeaNest, is a great initiative, and it promises to encourage a very vast majority of young professionals who have talent, drive, and courage to experiment with innovations to bring a change in the world. So as you were showing your presentation, IdeaNest itself is an amazing concept. So I'm sure the idea behind IdeaNest will result in a great wave of innovation across the country. Wonderful job being done. during the last 35 years, actually, worldwide, we have seen the power of entrepreneurship much more than ever in the past. So whether it is Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Jack Ma or any other great entrepreneur you may talk about, they have been doing terrific job and changing the world in their own ways. For example, Zuckerberg has connected the whole world through Facebook, through WhatsApp, or whatever you like to call it. Given the right environment, innovation and entrepreneurship can flourish without any limit. This is what we see when we see the success of these great people. Great in terms of various things like success in business, success of great ideas. So the power of entrepreneurship and innovation can hardly be overemphasized, actually. In fact, I have been a great admirer of entrepreneurs because they are the people who show courage, who show drive to venture into unknown territories and take all possible risks. Their innovation breeds new business and unlocks value in new ideas. So we have seen emergence of great entrepreneurs in India during the last 20 years. This is a very encouraging sign. In fact, Government of India has also been very supportive of this. A great ecosystem and a large number of early adopters is what facilitates innovation and success of entrepreneurs. For example, as you would have been observing, whenever a new iPhone is brought, first of all, millions of these are right away bought in the US. So US being the biggest market for early adopters on any new technology is an ideal place for the entrepreneur, more so specifically in places like Silicon Valley. So the point I'm trying to make is, as we create a good ecosystem and also we have a larger population of adapters, we will have more success coming to our entrepreneurs who do some great innovation. Further, as a part of our CSR activity, we have been supporting innovation, and I'm sure through this particular IdeaNest, there will be a lot of benefits to all the people who have come up with new ideas, who will receive benefits like problem solution, modeling, product design, prototyping, market research, so on and so forth. So it is a very encouraging development, actually. Then there are some other areas where entrepreneurship has an enormous role. Government of India has initiated this Atmanirbhar Bharat drive. This is a very important initiative because excessive dependence on imports in the past has meant limited growth in new technologies within the country. Besides this, there have been reluctance on the part of Indian industrialists to reinvent the wheel, actually. So we have been simply importing what we should have been separately developing here. So because there has not been adequate R&D on several fronts, we have been losing out, and we are seeing this especially in defense imports. So which is an area where government has given tremendous focus during the last few years. So it is in such territories that young entrepreneurs with bright, innovative ideas play a crucial role in the country towards self-reliance. The importance of this should be understood not just at a strategic level, but also in an economic perspective. Therefore, we always, for example, we as a nation have been always importing more than we export. So we always run a trade deficit. So this trade deficit in foreign exchange, we always make up our foreign exchange requirement by remittances, export of services, tourism, and other indirect flows. So if we could make India surplus in trade, our accumulation of foreign exchange would be much higher, and this would give us enormous leverage to enhance our political clout worldwide, which, as you see, China has been doing during the last 1 decade. And if we could do something similar, although we are not very small, we have foreign exchange reserves of say 500 billion plus. But imagine China, they are 3 trillion, they are 6 times bigger than us. If we were to enhance our foreign exchange reserves, our leverage in political front across the world would be far, far greater. and our dominance of in the world in various forums would be a lot higher. So that is the impact of what entrepreneurs helping in reducing import, helping in exporting more can do to the country. The whole world is now going through a severe pandemic. Our nation is gripped in a second wave, which has unfortunately turned out to be far more serious than the first one, and we are suddenly landed in a crisis. However, we as a responsible corporate entity, that is, I'm talking about my company, Mahanadi Coalfield Limited, we have been assisting government of Odisha for setting up hospitals during the last 1 year. And currently we are supporting almost 1,300 beds. During the last 1 year, we have treated 11,000 COVID patients. So we continue to support this. At the same time, we are always welcoming people who are ready with bright ideas, new ideas to start this. And all this is, so it is very important that this second wave ends, and we hope there is no third wave, even though a lot of media is talking about impending third wave. So our CSR spending is focused on all these beneficial areas. Further, we are wishing that this quickly normalizes, because our suffering does not matter as much as the suffering of the common man who has to earn livelihood every day. So a common man poor man must receive his livelihood and get food every day. This is what we should be aiming for. Rise or fall in corporate profits or losses is of not much consequence. I'm sure many of the worthy participants in IdeaNest are doing some great work, and they are capable of bringing bright ideas which will also help us tide over the crisis and also mitigate the suffering. It's been a wonderful session. I enjoyed it. And again, once again, thanking Professor Damodaran for wonderful stories and for the wonderful initiative on the part of AIC-NITF. All of you are doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for putting forth the perspective from the industry side. And really, everybody has acknowledged that we are into tough times, and tough times bring tough decisions. We have here young entrepreneurs struggling and battling with the crisis today. And with all your good wishes, we believe that everyone will able to provide a solution out of their own sector to boost the economy and to boost the status of living of people for our great country, that is India. And so with this, I request everyone to please switch on their videos so that we can have a group picture, a screenshot to have a memorabilia for the inaugural session of IdeaNest. So if as soon as we have most of us on the screen, we'll be taking a screenshot. Thank you. A few more. And here we go for the first one. Just a minute. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, friends, with this, of course, we are done with today's talks and presentations. A little more light on the program, a program overview, I would say that for your information, we have 12 sessions with Kave Startup Labs on numerous topics of importance for the startups, which are mostly technical and learning sessions, which you will enjoy through the mode of DIY techniques and a few of the experiential tools of learning. Along with that, we have some corporate sessions for you, which are program offerings from various corporate houses like Google, AWS, Joho, Freshworks, and many more. We have a series of starting a startup session from Head Start, which is India's one of the leading community network, out of which many flourishing startups have come up. We have many success storytelling sessions where you will have real life entrepreneurs sharing their entire journey with you. We will be having group mentoring sessions from the industry experts, open house sessions, ask me anything sessions from leading experts of the startup ecosystem. And what's more important for you, that is a pitch perfection session, idea pitch perfection session. And at the end, a demo day an idea pitch competition where you will be projected and presenting your idea before a jury of investors. So with this, the 12 weeks journey would start from Tuesday, your first session with Kavya Startup Labs on startups and startup ecosystem. And at this concluding note, I would request our program associate, Ms. Deepshikha Sarkar, for the final vote of thanks. Yes, over to you, Deepshikha.
I would like to thank everyone for their address to the participants. We feel highly delighted to have inaugurated the IdeaNest program amongst the august presence of such personalities. On behalf of team AIC-NITF, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our special guest for the occasion, Dr. Damodar Acharya and Mr. Keshav Raoji, for extending their inspirational keynote addresses. I would also like to thank Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Sahu from Startup Orissa and Ms. Garima Ujania from Atal Innovation Mission for having contributed to this session. IdeaNest, which has been entirely designed by Team AIC-NITF in association with our knowledge partner, which is Carve Startup Labs. I would like to thank Mr. Vishnu Nagaraj for being a representative from Carve Startup Labs, and the entire team at AIC-NITF being headed by our CEO, sir, that is Mr. Kaustav Das, and our incubation manager, Mr. Durga Prasad. And last but not the least, I would like to congratulate all the selected startups for having made it to the top cohort, and would expect to see them give their active participation in the upcoming sessions. So I guess now it's time to be wrapping up the session for the day. And with this, let's have a closure. Good luck, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, Deepshikha and the entire team of AIC-NITF and our dignitaries and all the participants for this wonderful session. Thank you, Manoj and Roshan, especially for working behind the scenes and making all these things coming successful and beautiful. So thank you, everyone, once again from AIC-NITF. We would definitely meet again for another good reason on another good day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure being here.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Vishnu.
you all.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you.
Thanks, AIC. Thanks, Rashmi, sir, everyone. Shreya, Kushi.
Thank you, everyone.